The WNBA continued its upward ratings trend this past Saturday as the Indiana Fever New York Liberty game became the third most watched WNBA telecast ever on ABC. According to Nielsen, the game averaged 2.2 million viewers, peaking at an impressive 2.8 million viewers. The nationally televised contest not only showcased star Caitlin Clark, but also served as a testament to the league's rapidly rising popularity. Saturday's viewership numbers represent a significant 76% increase over last season's WNBA on ABC regular season average. Across the ESPN family of networks, WNBA ratings are up 14% compared to the 2023 season. These year-over-year gains highlight the growing interest in the league and yet another example of the increasing value of its media rights. ABC's success in drawing big audiences for marquee matchups shows the importance of strategic scheduling and high-profile rivalries. With continued investment in broadcast production and growing popularity surrounding young stars, the WNBA is proving that it can deliver strong ratings on network television. For advertisers and broadcasters, Saturday's ratings provide even more proof that the WNBA is not just a great product on the court, but also lucrative. As the league looks to future expansion and even more media exposure, growth in viewership will be an important step in the league's quest to gain fanfare and attention nationwide. That is from my post on sportsbizamerica.com. And just some final thoughts on this. It's no question the WNBA is experiencing one of its best, if not its best season ever in 2025. It's not all perfect. There's been some negatives, but definitely a positive one ultimately. So a lot of great things that we're seeing from the WNBA, and moving forward, I hope this continues. I hope that they continue to have these great media contracts with ESPN and ABC, and we're seeing ESPN content now on Hulu and even on Disney Plus as well. So that's just helping the WNBA grow and its popularity, especially the content that makes its way onto Disney Plus is allowing fans that may not be traditional fans for basketball or WNBA to be exposed to the game while they're looking on the Disney Plus app. And you can really say the same thing for Hulu. So obviously it's really important for the WNBA to have that contract with, we'll just say Disney, since they own everything we just talked about. But like I said, it's not all perfect. We're seeing a lot of focus on negative things that have happened on the court, and maybe in my opinion, they should be handled a little bit better. Looks like the discipline is a real question. I'm not really sure what it takes to get kicked out of a WNBA game these days. And God forbid a player gets hurt, that might not be so good for the league and certainly wouldn't be good for the player. So hopefully they get that straightened out, and hopefully fans feel that everyone's getting, the same treatment on both teams, regardless of the team, regardless of the player. But at the same time, that happens in the NBA. It happens in the NCAA. It happens in soccer. So it's not like that only happens in the WNBA. My point being, it's not been the most perfect season, but it certainly has been a good year. And like everything I discussed in the article, the ratings are really high. So I hope that continues. I was actually, just before I recorded this, I was going through YouTube TV. And on YouTube TV, if you look at your live channels, you can only select certain live channels, even though it gives you probably over 100 live channel options. Ion's not one of my options that I have chosen, but it suggested that I watch the Connecticut Sun on Ion. So there you go. It's more than just ESPN. They have that really good contract with Ion. And another thing that I thought was interesting, which I didn't even know existed, is it suggested a second WNBA game that was going on live on a channel I didn't even understand existed, which was called WNBA on Ion. So apparently there's more than just Ion. There's multiple channels, or maybe they're just giving you multiple options when there is a WNBA game and they're creating like a second channel. I'm not really sure how all that works, but the fact is that it's available there on the platform on YouTube TV, which is it's definitely been topping a lot of different cable providers. YouTube TV is becoming, it's really becoming the top way people are getting live TV these days. I'm not saying it's the number one way, but it's been climbing over Comcast and all the traditional companies. So it's good to see that exposure. You know, I'm a person that has always loved women's basketball. I love men's basketball too, but I understand those are two very different products. The men's game's above the rim, the women's game's below the rim. Two very different products, but two really good products, and I like watching both of them. So I hope that the WNBA and the success it's having continues. I hope we see less of the negative stuff, because it seems like that's what's dominating the conversation on YouTube and on podcasts and on articles that I see these days. But I hope we hear more about all the good things that is happening, like what was discussed in the article just now with the ratings and with the high attendance they're seeing. And we have more teams than ever in the WNBA, and I hope that continues. So all good things for the league. Hopefully that continues in the future. So thank you for listening here on the podcast or watching on YouTube, and see you next time.